is what we're trying to ensure that we right the wrongs, if you will, and help to correct some of the misconceptions that are out there, and literally just put it down as part of the history of our music.
And reaching between both of them have over 100 songs.
There you go. We're
It's a
getting
massive catalog.
And you have to remember this, that Charlie play on practically every artist music, because in the 60s, if you don't have Charlie on your record, you have no music at all. Two musicians that were prominent, Lester Sterling and Charlie Organaire. Everybody want that song.
There you go.
I would say 90% of my songs have Charlie on it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what else can we say? Somebody made that comment a long time ago that if Charlie Organaire never play for your music, you never do a
never
song of
Roy
Jamaica.
Panton beat, man.
No, but I've heard it outside of Rye. I've heard that too. And in fact, the little documentation that is out there says the same thing. But I don't want you to sit down there with so much humility, Charlie, because you're not going to get away with that today.
That's all right.
But in the 1960s, you guys started playing. Let me address this to Charlie first. You started when? What year, Charlie?
60?
1960.
Yeah.
And yourself, Rye?
59.
What? Yeah.
59, late 59, because when I started, Bobby Guinier, the senior,
Yes.
and Rico was still in Jamaica. And the first time in the studio was for Duke Reed.
Right.
And that was late 59, and it was Boogie Woogie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only song I remember. Well, it was two sides. And Stranger wrote them. Adam and Eve and Freedom Land. And that's the song Duke Reed called Come On Hold My Hand, because that line is in the song. But the name of the song really is supposed to be Freedom Land.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the two first songs that I recorded. First time in a studio.
I know, knowing God, he would have doing his magic. But while we're looking at that, 1959, 1960, where were you recording? Where was the studio?
Federal
That was Federal.
studio.
And
then West Indies. Federal and then West Indies.
West Indies was West Indies Records. That's Seaga's thing.
Yeah. Yes, Seaga.
Tell me about it, guys, between both of you. Seaga has had a strong footprint, if you will. Some people say he gave it to himself, others that he earned it. You guys were there. Tell me individually Seaga's role and the importance of his role in the music at the time.
Well, Higgs and Wilson, Omanio and all those songs,
Right.
those were produced by Seaga.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Prince Buster had a lot to do with also helping him to produce some of his music back in those days. Right.
This is helping Seaga.
Yeah, man. Seaga Prince Buster was a part of that too. Prince Buster was early in producing stuff, even before he started his own recordings.
Yeah, that I recognize. In fact,
Duke Reed and all of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, from Coxon.
He seemed to have had some relationship with Duke Reed prior to his relationships with Coxon.
Yeah.
Right.
But Seaga came into the business. He established West Indies Records Limited, and but he was recording most of his music was at Federal, isn't it?
No, he recorded at the studio, but he never have a pressing plant. The pressing plant was at Federal.
Okay, that is the difference.
Yeah, that's where they make the stamper.
Now, at the time though, the music 1962, well, the early 60s, late 50s, 60s, the music was being produced for what? Replay or resale? What was the primary focus?
For sale.
Resale.
Because 1962, the music was already hot all over the island, you know? Because you have Monty Morris, he was popular then with the nursery rhyme songs.
Humpty Dumpty.
Roy was popular. Roy and Millie, 62.
Yeah.
You know, we
Blues Busters.
Blues Busters. Everybody was pretty much established at that time.
Yeah. Alton Ellis. Alton and Eddie.
Everybody was established.
Yeah.
62 was the music was at its peak.
Yeah. Ska.
What was the sound though? The sound was ska, or was it blues and R&B?
Ska, man.
It all started with ska. I mean, like I said the last time, the Theophilus Beckford, because he was pretty much the guy that was playing on Afterbeat.
Yeah.
And he played on most of those records. There was also a guy named Richard Ace also in the studio at the time.
Right.
And Jerry, originally drum bagel.
Yeah.
And there was a bass player named Blues.
Yeah.
You had another guy named Cluet Johnson.
Cluet,
but
yeah.
before it really get into the ska with Cluet and all of them, because it was a little more rhythm and blues before. But then, eventually, with people like Prince Buster and Monty Morris and Derek Morgan, because you can't leave those people out. And Roy Panton.
Sax player name again, Charlie. Every sax player. Sax player. Eh? The saxophone player, the heavy saxophone player.
Oh, and then the two saxophone, we call them ribs.
Ribs, Stanley
Notice.
Stanley. And ribs,
Stanley Notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell you what. Let us give the audience a taste, because one of the things we're trying to do is apart from the education, is to bring to sort of throw some reflection back on the music, so that people get a good idea what the sound was like of the period. And we're
1959.
There we go.
Theophilus Beckford, Easy Snap.
Hi there. If you enjoyed that clip, go on over to our website at yardmedia.com, where you can watch the entire broadcast at your leisure. And while you're there, why don't you check out our other reggae music features? And before you leave, pick up some of our Jamaican reggae merchandise, and hey, don't forget to tell your friends.
My name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford.